We cannot recommend living for free, as it is generally not feasible or sustainable in the long run. However, here are a few suggestions that might help you save money on living expenses. House sit or pet sit. You can find house sitting or pet sitting opportunities through websites like Trusted House Sitters or Mind My House. In exchange for looking after someone's home or pets while they're away, you can stay there for free. House sitting or pet sitting can be a great way to save money on accommodation while also enjoying the comfort of a home or the companionship of pets. To get started, you can sign up on websites like Trusted House Sitters, Mind My House, or House Sitters America. On these websites, you can create a profile, browse available house sitting or pet sitting opportunities, and apply for the ones that interest you. Many homeowners are looking for responsible and reliable house sitters who can take care of their property and pets while they're away. Before applying for a house sitting or pet sitting job, make sure to read the homeowner's requirements and expectations carefully. You should also have references and be prepared to provide them upon request. Keep in mind that house sitting and pet sitting opportunities may not be available in all locations, so it's important to be flexible and open-minded about where you're willing to go. Work for accommodation. You can find work for accommodation opportunities through websites like HelpX or Workaway. In exchange for a few hours of work per day, you can get free accommodation and sometimes even meals. Work for accommodation is a popular option for travelers who want to save money on accommodation while also gaining valuable experience and meeting new people. To get started, you can sign up on websites like HelpX or Workaway, which connect travelers with hosts who are looking for help with various projects in exchange for accommodation and sometimes even meals. On these websites, you can create a profile, browse available host opportunities, and apply for the ones that interest you. Many hosts are looking for volunteers who can help with tasks like gardening, farming, construction, or household chores. Before applying for a work for accommodation opportunity, make sure to read the host's requirements and expectations carefully. You should also have relevant skills and be prepared to provide references in a clear criminal background check if requested. Keep in mind that work for accommodation opportunities may not always provide paid work, so it's important to have some savings or an additional income source to cover your living expenses. Couchsurfing. Couchsurfing is a platform that connects travelers with locals who are willing to offer a free place to stay. It's a great way to meet new people and experience local culture. Couchsurfing is a platform that connects travelers with locals who are willing to offer a free place to stay. It's a great way to meet new people, experience local culture, and save money on accommodation. To get started with Couchsurfing, you can create a profile on their website or app and start browsing available hosts in your destination city. You can also search for hosts based on their interests, availability, and preferred type of guest. When you find a host that you're interested in staying with, you can send them a message and introduce yourself. It's important to be respectful and polite when contacting potential hosts, and to make sure that you're a good fit for each other in terms of expectations and preferences. Keep in mind that Couchsurfing is based on a trust and mutual respect system, so it's important to be a responsible and respectful guest. Make sure to communicate clearly with your host about your plans and expectations, and to be considerate of their time and space. Also, it's important to note that Couchsurfing is not a substitute for a hotel or paid accommodation. It's a platform based on a sharing economy model, and both guests and hosts are expected to contribute to the community in their own way. Live in a van or RV. If you have a vehicle that's suitable for living in, you can park it in designated areas or boondock for free. Just make sure to check local laws and regulations before doing so. Living in a van or RV can be a great way to save money on rent while also having the freedom to travel and explore different places. However, it's important to note that living in a vehicle comes with its own set of challenges and responsibilities. Here are some tips for living in a van or RV. Choose the right vehicle. When choosing a van or RV for living, consider factors like size, comfort, fuel efficiency, and maintenance. You'll want a vehicle that's comfortable enough to live in, but also practical for your lifestyle and budget. Plan your parking and camping spots. Living in a van or RV means you'll need to find safe and legal places to park and camp. Look for campgrounds, RV parks, rest areas, or public lands that allow overnight parking. You can also use apps like iOverlander or Park4Night to find free or low-cost camping spots. Stay organized and minimalistic. Living in a small space requires staying organized and minimalistic. Make sure to have a system for storage, cooking, and cleaning, and only keep the essentials that you need. Consider your power and water needs. Living in a van or RV means you'll need to have a source of power and water. You can install solar panels, use a generator, or rely on public facilities for water and electricity. Be mindful of your impact. Living in a van or RV comes with a responsibility to be mindful of your impact on the environment and local communities. Make sure to dispose of waste properly, respect local laws and regulations, and be considerate of your neighbors. Living in a van or RV can be a rewarding and adventurous lifestyle, but it's important to do your research and be prepared for the challenges and responsibilities that come with it. Volunteer. Some volunteer organizations offer free accommodation and meals in exchange for your services. You can find volunteer opportunities through websites like WWOOF or Workaway. Volunteering is a great way to live for free while also giving back to the community and gaining valuable experience. There are many different types of volunteer opportunities available, depending on your interests and skills. Here are some tips for finding volunteer opportunities. Decide what type of volunteer work you're interested in. There are many different types of volunteer work, including environmental conservation, community service, disaster relief, and more. Decide what type of work you're interested in and what skills you have to offer. Research volunteer organizations. There are many volunteer organizations that offer free accommodations and meals to volunteers. Some examples include WWOOF, Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms, AmeriCorps, and Peace Corps. Do some research to find out which organizations match your interests and skills. Check with local nonprofit organizations. Many nonprofit organizations in your local area may need volunteers for events, fundraisers, or other activities. Check with organizations such as food banks, animal shelters, and community centers to see if they need volunteers. Volunteer abroad. Volunteering abroad can be a great way to travel and gain new experiences while also giving back to the community. Look for organizations that offer volunteer opportunities abroad, but make sure to do your research to ensure that the organization is reputable and ethical. Be prepared to commit. Many volunteer opportunities require a certain amount of commitment, so make sure that you're able to commit to the time and effort required. Volunteering can be a fulfilling and rewarding experience, but it's important to find the right opportunity and be prepared to put in the time and effort required. Please note that living for free may not be a viable long-term solution, and it's important to have a stable source of income to cover your basic needs. That is it for today's video. Please comment down below with your insights and ideas. To learn more about business, life, and technology, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you on our next video.